Jolie Gabrielle. Thank you so much for joining me today for another deep dive into aligning your throat chakra with the laws of the universe. So first of all, we're going to go over which ones work with the throat chakra to help balance and align it. And it is just like the past ones. It seems like we are consistently moving through energy such as how we vibrate, polarity, our correspondence with Mother Earth and ourselves, the world around us, as well as cause and effect. There's so many of these laws that just basically they all align with the chakras. I've always known that. But when you dig deep, you can specifically sit in your throat chakra and do a meditation where you align with the laws of vibration. So although they're the same, the laws, each chakra is a little bit different in what it does and how it dances with the laws of the universe or vibrates with it. Now, yes, absolutely, all the laws of the universe, all of the chakras, it's all interconnected and it all works together to create a signature, which is unique to you. So imagine if you could know more about the laws of the universe, learn more about your chakras, and then sit in that energy and bring in more of that. So your cells understand, your body feels safe for you to reach your goals and to align or vibrate. We talk about vibrating frequency with the things that you want. And that's how you get them. Because if you don't feel worthy and deserving of a life that you imagine, your body, your nervous system is not going to feel safe when you visualize and you see that. It's going to see it as something that's dangerous for you. So you'll notice your heart rate will change, get faster. Your body will go into fight or flight when you are trying to move into something new because your comfort zone is strong. And that comfort zone is going to want to keep you in its bosom or keep you safe. And moving into something different can seem like a dangerous new project you're taking on. And at first there's anxiety and fear. But if you can get into your chakras and really calm down, breathe, let's align with the energy that you are familiar with, that you recognize that is of your essence. Let me get you back into your power, right? And your cells are like, oh, the laws of the universe, I remember those. That's where I came from. So let me get back to my optimal beginning. That's why I'm here, to really open not only myself, but help you open to be a channel of light and blessings so that you can move out of darkness and into light. How? By dealing with your strong emotions in real time in order to create a sense of peace and balance in yourself. Knowing how I feel anger, and it's all mine, and it's not okay for me to yell at my kid or my spouse. So let me remove myself, go meditate, go deal with these emotions so I can come back and give them the best of me. I mean, in a perfect world, right? That's what we'd be doing. But these are kind of the building blocks of us reaching our goals, even if it doesn't have anything to do with somebody else, just us being okay with ourselves, being in balance, being able to take those necessary steps. That's why we do this. Okay. Thank you so much for letting me explain this to you. But now we're going to get into. Now, the throat chakra is known as Vishuddha in Sanskrit, as we know that the chakras originated with that culture and that way of life. And so we give a lot of reverence to that for teaching us, helping us realign ourselves with nature and with the laws of the universe, because that is what powers us. And once we get back to that, trust me, it's like rocket fuel. So the throat chakra, we know if it's in the throat, it governs communication, truth, and self-expression. It's aligning us with the universal laws that focus on authenticity. Now, we've been lied to so much, and I don't mean from our parents and our family. We have rules and regulations in each society where it is demanded that we attend schools, that we go to work, These things are demanded of us. And it's like, I guess, we don't even realize it. It's like a normalcy bias of just it being regular and okay for us to send our kids to a preschool to prison pipeline type of school, and then to go into a job that each one of us is one teeth grit away from blowing everybody up or quitting, or, it's like, how do we bring ourselves back into balance, or just be calm and peaceful while going through these things that we don't necessarily want to go through? And everyone's like, we'll change. Are you going to pay my bill while I'm out here changing? Are you going to raise my kids while I'm out here changing? Are you going to actually teach my kids while I'm out here trying to? No. So it's up to us to really sit in the energy of health and well-being. And the way that we do that is by understanding how we operate and how we can then lock into how Mother Earth, operates. So the power of words is extremely important. We know that words can either create or they can speak into existence, life or death. So aligning with our throat chakra, it helps us to stop, pause, really get clear between here, our mind and our throat, as well as our heart and our throat. It's right in between those two. We know we have duality here, which we're trying to work out. That's why we go down to the unity. So thoughts, start here, take them down. How does what I'm about to say make me feel? How would it make the other person feel? Maybe that's a step we should take. Now, when I said that, I heard mass consciousness tell me, we don't care. We don't care if what we say is going to hurt another person or affect them. And I'm telling mass consciousness, well, you should. Why? Because look at the way the earth is looking right now in our fellow man. Spain and Europe is suffering. America suffering. Carolinas, the South. People just, our election, things, people calling cultures trash bags, countries. We are out of control as far as being decent human beings. So maybe it is time for us to think about what comes out of our mouth. But oftentimes we don't even know the process to do that. So let me help you. Once we gain and understand who we are, we can be authentic in our expression. And the specific universal laws that resonate with the throat chakra and bring this into balance, the first one is the law of polarity. Now, this breaks down into the law of truth. Just have integrity, just speak your truth. And sometimes if you can't, be quiet. But there are those that consider that lying by omission or lying when you're just quiet. But if it's a way that you feel or something you want, I guess that right there is where you can stay and sit. Hey, this is how I feel. This is what I believe. This is what I want. This is what I think. That in and of itself is valuable. It's when we start putting words in other people's mouth, creating a narrative for them, gaslighting, taking their words, turning it around and twisting it back and serving it back to them or someone else. That's when we get in trouble. So the law of polarity teaches us that truth is often discovered by understanding both sides or the opposites, right? So that's why I say, think about that. Think about, if I say this, although I'm here, what about that person over there? How are they going to feel? What are they going to think? Or is this going to speak life into them or death? Is this going to hurt our relationship? Is that necessary? There's so many things to think about and to align the mind and the heart with the throat chakra. And the throat chakra is the center of truth and honesty. So it allows us to express our authentic selves while recognizing and respecting different perspectives. So the law of truth here is like, I'm going to speak my truth, but yet and still, I'm going to pause. I'm going to listen to yours. We can very well agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, I will try to find a common ground. So that's a beautiful thing. So to align with this, we want to practice self-reflection. Really, again, for the third time, think before you speak and consider multiple viewpoints. Remember, you're not the only one that matters. You're not the only one that's important, and neither am I. We live amongst others. So let's try and speak with compassion, forgiveness, and love. And if we can't do that, let's just be quiet. Okay, so you can journal, like your thoughts sometimes and your feelings don't necessarily need to be verbalized all the time. Journaling is a great way to just sometimes get that out of your system, get that out of that prefrontal cortex, open back up so that you can then be peaceful and you can be in this person's face and in their energy without all that tension and negative energy and electricity that we sometimes experience, and it makes situations very uncomfortable. Let's not make each other uncomfortable all the time, and if we need to, let's express that with our words, right? Articulate that. We can also meditate. Take a moment and meditate on your anger. Like, why are you angry? Is it your anger? Or was your dad an angry person and you've taken on a little bit of that energy? So is that really you? Is that how you want to comport yourself in this world? Or maybe is it okay for you to take a moment, meditate, ground your energy, turn all that anger a bright red color, send it down your grounding cord, and fill up with gold light all the spaces and places. This is an easy meditation that you can use to bring you back from a place of anger and frustration right back to balance and neutrality. It's very important. I mean, I think it is, because there's been times when I've done things inadvertently because I didn't watch my mouth or I didn't think before I spoke. And now I've lost out on opportunities. So I don't want to do that anymore, and I don't want you to do it either. So together, let's work on dealing with and moving out some of the traumas in this chakra and replacing it with the purity of the laws of the universe. So how I speak, respectfully, I'm taking into consideration there's other viewpoints, and also I speak life, love, and compassion. So now we're going to move into the law of correspondence. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're in 5, fortified with the law of correspondence, all the way up here. What you're speaking, what you're writing, what you're creating, especially what you're telling yourself, is gonna be made manifest out in the world. It's gonna be mirrored back to you. So the law states that our outer world reflects our inner world. So how we feel about ourselves is how the universe is gonna show up for us. So I'm amazing. I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm wealthy, I'm well, I'm all of those things. And I comport myself that way so that the universe brings that back to me. I have learned that lesson very well. Sometimes when we work a job, right, we don't want to go. It's very depressing, demoralizing, and all of that. Although we have to pay our bills and it brings good to our lives, some of us have chosen to just be in zombie mode and applying for all these jobs, not taking into consideration who we are, what we want to do in our makeup. And we're out of alignment when we get these jobs. We abscond, if you will, from working. And we make up all these excuses. But what we're not understanding is that this is going to be reflected back to us. And it sure does. You call up, oh, I can't come in today, I have a flat tire. And you really don't. 3 weeks later, guess what happens? Speak your truth. You know what? I need a mental health day today. I don't feel well. And you guys are laughing like, yeah, let me tell that to my boss. Sit in your power. Find a way to manage the job. Like, I had a boss tell me that. Like, don't let this job manage you. You manage the job. Be organized and responsible and know what's coming up so that you can open up space within your work schedule to take care of you. For those of you that don't work that kind of job, look to improve your skills so that you can get a better occupation. That's the bottom line. And if not, the internet is here. Please pick a platform with which to share. And maybe that way also you can create a side hustle or another form of income. Trust me, I am your champion. I'm here for you. As far as a 9-to-5 cubicle, I love them. I think they're great. Hallelujah, they exist, but they will kill you. So be aware and work with your energy and stay well and try to put yourself as much as you can before that job. Because trust me, when you burn out, you're like a battery. They're going to take you out, chuck you in the trash, and put a new one in there like you never even existed. So you kind of have to ask yourself, why am I giving my health, my wellness, and everything to this job for a paycheck? Is there something else that I can do that will lead me down a path of wellness and self-love? I'm just going to lay that on the table. Okay. You know, with the law of correspondence, our thoughts and inner beliefs are expressed outwardly. We went over that. And through our words and actions. So once again, watch what you say, watch what you do. And when you sit down, before you go into work, before you go into a social situation, if you can sit down and ground your energy, pull your aura in, call your higher self back above you, snap in your astral body, breathe. Get your heartbeat synced up with your breath. Let your mind know, listen to the heart, how things make you feel. Listen to your intuition and your instincts. Then proceed, right? And it really helps to keep you in alignment, because what happens is you start to vibrate, right? The law of vibration is able to then help you surf along with the flow of Mother Earth. It's so beautiful once you align yourself with this. So the law of vibration, once again, for the fifth time, this law states that everything vibrates at different frequencies. So the throat chakra is connected to the power of sound and words. Singing, humming, chanting are all ways to help this chakra to expand in a way that's healthy and to balance itself. So this vibrates through our expressions and speaking. So we want to speak with love and positivity to elevate both our frequency and that of others. And I know that that's challenging. You turn on the TV, all you're seeing on the news is negativity. Satanic, demonic, negative energy is being embedded in our media and in what we are consuming. So be very careful. One of the ways that I protect myself, because honey, I do be watching them Real Housewives, is I put roses around my aura layer. And I put a cobalt blue, like this color, indigo cobalt. Imagine that being in a curtain, being in front of the TV, like an energetic curtain, so that it absorbs all that negative energy and satanic, demonic BS that's coming at you through your TV, your radio, and it just absorbs it. And trust me, I know I have been trying. I started this when I worked for this Fortune 3 company. I worked for one of the most famous entertainment conglomerates in the universe, not even the world on planet Earth, in the universe. Trust me on that one. And it was so horrible for me. I had such a horrible time, my own perception of this experience, that it drove me into learning about my chakras and clear sight. What a blessing, right? But I would put a cobalt blue curtain. I would surround my cubicle with roses and cobalt blue, and trust me, it made my situation at that job so much easier. I was able to get pregnant, believe it or not, in that very stressful environment, and I was able to up level out of that. But it was because I'd ground my station, I'd clean it, I'd put roses around it, cobalt blue, I'd fill it with gold light, and that way it just allowed for me to have some peace in that environment. So I lay that on the table as something you could do. It's a visualization, as a symbolic visualization that lets the universe know, hey, I need protection right now. That energy, and as a vibration, it will get out there to Mother Earth and she will send in that energy to protect you. And I am speaking from personal experience. All right. So a practice always, other than, what I told you to kind of protect yourself, speak kindly and positively of yourself. Do not self-deprecate. And the moment that you self-deprecate, say the opposite. So if you say, oh my gosh, that was so stupid of me, say, you know what? No, it wasn't. I'm a really smart person. I made a mistake and now I know better. Like you say so, and the next time I will do better, or I won't make that mistake again. One of the things that I had an issue with was I was very goofy. I'm still very goofy. And I didn't like it because it makes you very awkward and it makes you clumsy. And I was those things. So I did a a theta healing around my goofiness and around being clumsy and awkward. And sure enough, it works. So if you visualize yourself, you say, I'm awkward. No, I'm not. I fit in. I belong. I flow with the energy of the party. I flow. I am balanced. I stand on my feet. I'm rooted. I'm grounded. Anything that helps you to turn that negative energy into positive energy, because your inner child, all parts of you are hearing that, all your cells, and so is Mother Earth. So if you're stupid, you're stupid, right? And if you're not, you're not. So I'm smart. I'm beautiful, I'm motivated, I'm ambitious, people love me. These are what you feed yourself. These are what you feed your cat, your dog, your spouse, your children. This is what you feed your entire circle. And any time that there happens to be a mistake or something that didn't quite go right, you want to pull that person to the side and have a discussion with compassion. Let's stop trying to humiliate and embarrass people in front of others. That's not okay. And that says more about you, the person doing the embarrassing, than about the person you're trying to embarrass. Because if you truly loved yourself, you would not want that person to look bad, nor would you want to look bad. And when you're sitting and embarrassing and trying to humiliate someone, you look like a damn fool. All right. So singing, chanting, humming, or powerful practices that help your vibration to harmonize with the throat chakra and the laws of the universe. So cause and effect. So it's always, this correspondence, law, cause and effect, law of vibration, they all seem to be like the same things. Like it just, what you put out is what you're going to get back. These lower three chakras of execution, so let's talk about it. You speak it into existence, right? Okay, so how do the chakras work? You have a higher self. The higher self receives the messages from the divine, aligning you with your purpose. It comes into the brain, right? And it becomes words and actions. The brain is dual, so it puts together a strategy. It hears what's coming on, creates a strategy, boom, puts it into action, drops it down into the throat. Then you speak it into existence. Then you have enough love for yourself and others, boom, they drop down in the lower three of engagement, and then you take action. So if you understand the steps of your chakras, then you understand how the laws of the universe can sort of cascade down from the heavens and through your chakras out into the universe. And this is your experience. So give and feed your chakras and yourself as much positive information about the spiritual realm as you can, because it eats that, it takes it in, it absorbs it, and then does the crunches, and now your subconscious and conscious mind gets to work. Okay, so let's vibrate at a high vibration so that we take that right action, and then right action comes back to us. So the law of cause and effect states that every action has a reaction. And the throat chakra aligns with this law by reminding us that our words and expressions impact others and create ripple effects in our lives. Remember that, like you are your brother's keeper. If we know the myth or that story that was in the Bible about Adam and Eve or Cain and Abel, we know that Cain was like, I'm not my brother's keeper. And so that myth story, whatever, however you want to put it, goes, God was pissed, and he did what he did to Cain. But we have to think about this, these are all parables and stories that help us, teach us how to live our lives more than anything, because we weren't with Jesus, we weren't there, and we know that these people out here that are teaching us are a bunch of liars, and they want to try and control our minds. But the blood of Jesus is real. And so is Buddha, Allah. All of this stuff is powerful. But at the end of the day, it's all your perception. So believe in yourself. And even if you believe that my God works through me, that's fantastic. But step in a way that opens you up so that God energy can flow through you, right? So a practice is, before speaking, take a moment to consider the potential impact of your words. I tell you all the time, humans can't handle some of these strong emotions. Take it to Mother Earth, take it out into nature, send it down your grounding cord, go to the gym and hit some weights, run. But whatever you do, try not to contaminate your fellow man. Practice mindful communication, choosing language that reflects your intentions and creates positive effects in your life and the lives of others. The fifth law, which is so important, probably one of the most important ones if you're incarnated in a physical body, which is the law of action. So this law emphasizes the need for intentional steps. Remember, I talked about this. You get the message of how to align with your purpose. The brain is there to create the strategy and the steps. So this is where you want the law of action to do its writing of the strategy, and then that energy drops down in the lower chakras and you move. You expressing your thoughts and ideas verbally can be the first step in bringing them to life. So I spoke about that. Then you want to speak them into existence. Now, be very careful. Speaking them into existence does not mean this is a community event. This means you're speaking to yourself. You're speaking to spirit. The reason you want to speak to other people is to gain access, meaning if you need support, you need something for this specific part of your goal, then you want to go and you want to ask others to help you. But as far as like, I'm going to be this and I'm going to do that, no. Keep that and speak it to yourself and let other people see the fruits of your labor. So in the law of action, expressing thoughts and ideas verbally can be the first step in bringing that to life, aligning with the throat chakra's role in communicating intentions and plans. So I explained to us, I'm part of this too, how the chakra system works and how to kind of have those laws of the universe kind of come in and trickle down into each one and sort of align them and integrate them so that they start to work in tandem with each other. It's really a beautiful thing once you become aware of your power, the power of your cells, the power of your systems to align with the universe and help you move towards your goals. It really is fantastic, but this is information that's been suppressed. So I hope that you will take this in and practice so that you can, if you haven't already, some of us are just automatically good at this, but to even have the knowledge and the words to put to the action is so important. So a practice is to speak your goals and intentions out loud as a way to initiate action. Once again, I want to lay on the table mirror work, looking yourself in the mirror and really saying it, looking yourself in your eye and saying it to yourself. It's like you're holding yourself accountable. You have a therapist or a mentor, someone that can help you. But as far as like putting that information out into the general public or your general circle, play that hand close to your vest until the actions are aligning with your goals. Okay, that way it's easier for you to handle, because people are they can be very judgmental. It's how we've been taught and critical, and we're competitive. So a lot of us have been bred to see our fellow man as competition or somebody to best. No, that's not the way we want to do it. Our fellow man in our circle is someone we want to support and ride together with into the sunset, not leave them behind. We got to stop that. So consider sharing your plans with someone supportive, right? That's what I said. Or using daily affirmations to set your intentions. So instead of needing to express it to a wide range of people in front of the classroom or whatever, what you want to do is work with you. You're the most important. We do not need the attention of outside people when we are trying to transition into something new. And especially we don't need it if it means that we have to act outside of who we are. Put it down. You don't need that. Walk away. Spending time with you and God, that is the best company of all. All right. So the last one, 6, is the law of relativity. Once again, it's here. It's relativity. This law teaches us to see our situation as relative to others, which can broaden our perspective. So it is true. Travel is a great way to put the law of relativity into action. Some of us, you travel, you think to yourself, oh, my life is so horrible, Travel. You will be so grateful for the life you live, especially if you have these so-called first world problems. Traveling the world and getting a picture of what it's really like for some people is enough to give you some gratitude, motivation, and ambition. The throat chakra aligns with this law through active listening and empathy. Because see, that's what traveling gives you, or just going outside your own bubble. You begin to have empathy. Like there is something within African American studies that's called double consciousness. What does that mean? That means that oftentimes as an African American, you have to, or as a person who's Black, you have to know how to maneuver in your own environment as well as others, such as European environments or the majority. But oftentimes the majority have to know nothing about you and your life and your culture and the way that you live. So in and of itself, that is enough sometimes to make us have no empathy, to have our empathy leave us. But once we have it, this allows us to communicate with openness and understanding. And we need that openness and understanding, more than anything. So practice mindful listening and approach conversations with a non-judgmental attitude as much as you can. And if you see yourself getting judgmental, what you want to do is say, I'm being judgmental, and be quiet. Shut the judgment down and just listen and take in. You start being judgmental, stop talking. Just take it in, smile, and be supportive, because no one needs our judgment unless they're asking us for it. Can you please help me? Can you please tell me what this is like? Then you have the permission. But if people are sharing with us, especially from a throat chakra perspective, maybe we just want to listen. Sometimes people aren't asking for our advice, right? So engage in conversations that expand your perspective and be open to learning from others. So what you're hearing right now is I'm in the garage, and this is where my office is at, and a car just drove in here, a family member. So what you are hearing is that noise, but please, we're just talking, we're just friends, we're not meditating. So let's move on to additional practices, because this video is almost over. So additional practice for aligning the throat chakra with the universal laws are this. Meditation, a throat chakra meditation, which was what? Visualize a blue light in your throat area and focus on this light expanding as you breathe. You want to visualize clear, truthful communication flowing from your throat or this chakra. Affirmations. Write your own. Be very specific. Yes, we can use other people's to kind of figure out and collate, bring together something that is unique to us, but definitely write your own affirmations. And say to yourself, I speak my truth with clarity and kindness, as well as I am open to expressing and receiving truths. These are great affirmations to begin with and build on. And these will strengthen the energy of the throat chakra. Journaling, writing, as these are channels of creativity, are also very important. Journaling regularly and writing down your thoughts and feelings, they'll help you understand your inner truth and express it more freely with words. But what you want to do is listen to binaural beats. There's chanting, there's mantras, and the humming for this throat chakra is hum, and that vibration is going to help that balance as well and clear it out. And the last thing, authenticity in the way that you speak and conscious communication. Become self-aware of your communication style. That way, you can express yourself truthfully and compassionately instead of be out here breaking people and making people feel bad. We all need each other. I know some people are like, I hate people, I don't need people. Yes, you do. We all need each other, and it's so important that we come together and we work on being self-aware and improve by working with our chakras and aligning them with the laws of the universe, visualizing our highest good and meditating and doing the things that are going to help us stay well so that we can project wellness into our environment. It can be mirrored back to us. So this is Jolie Gabrielle. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive into the aligning the laws of the universe with the throat chakra. And I hope to see you again. Take care.